Hello, Rowan Mithril here once again, getting back to Silent Hill 4 The Room, and it's time to wrap things up by talking about end ranks and unlockables. So first, let's talk about the end rank system. In this particular game, the best end rank you can actually get is 10.2 stars. The point 2, it's kind of a freebie that the game just goes ahead and gives you, and this makes it so that you can actually get a 10-star end rank without quite meeting some of the requirements. For the absolute best ranking, here are the requirements. Difficulty has to be on hard mode. As best I can gather, it basically means enemies do a little bit more damage, take a little bit more damage to kill off, and also notable, ammo pickups give you fewer bullets, and well, since I don't generally use them too often, what does that matter? Playtime is rather stringent. You have to complete the game, the entire thing, in less than 2 hours. Ouch. Saves? Also very strict. You cannot save the game at all. You have to play the whole thing in one sitting. Continues obviously also has to be 0. Enemies defeated, you have to have defeated at least 120, so I well surpassed that one. And memo items, you have to have all 52. The ending, that doesn't really matter. It can be any of the endings. But from what I've read, it sounds like you do have to keep using brand new Fear save files and keep going through until you get all 4 endings. I might not quite be clear on that, but that's what it sounds like from what I was reading. So anyway, that's what to do to get a full 10.2 star end rank. Quite a bit of work, that. Whew! Completing the entire game in less than 2 hours, that's a big one. Ouch. So anyway, with that, time to talk about unlockables. Obviously, we've covered one of them, the brand new Fear game. All you have to do for that is just complete the game, any ending. Requirements do not matter whatsoever, you just have to finish the game, and that's it. And from there, you can start unlocking various other things. In fact, there is one that I have unlocked that I'll go ahead and show because it's easy enough to get to. So, back in a moment. So the first major unlockable you can get in a brand new Fear save file is here in Forest World First Time. We have a little bit of ground to cover here, but not too terribly much. Basically, you just need to get to the area where Jasper's car is. Oh, get out of my way. Pests. It's really all Hummers are. They're not even a threat. They're just annoyances. So now that we're here, coming over here near this stump, we find a chainsaw. Originally made for cutting wood, as a weapon, it's a fearsome thing. So, with the chainsaw, it at least charges up fast as far as these kind of weapons go. I mean, if you keep in mind the chainsaws from previous Silent Hill games, there was always that startup time. The actual charge attack does charge up rather quickly. So I do believe we need to go find something to test this on. Jasper? It's tempting, but nah. Let's go find an actual monster. Hey, we have sniffer dogs in here. That should be plenty. As soon as one gets out in the open here. Sadly, it looks more impressive than it actually is. It does multiple hits, but the actual damage it causes seems to be fairly minimal. I mean, all these hits, and these sniffer dogs just are not going down to where I can stomp them. Okay, there, one finally went down. You get a nice finisher with it, at least. Maybe it's better against other kinds of enemies. That or it just takes some practice to get it right. The very first time I got this and tried using it, these sniffer dogs actually killed me. The charge attack actually seems to work pretty well. I wouldn't say this is as good as the chainsaw from Silent Hill 2, but it has its moments. Henry, you're not as awesome as James Sunderland, don't even try. And so, that's the only unlockable really worth showing. There are others, but either the requirements for them are just ridiculous, or they're simply not worth it. Or both. Still though, we'll talk about them at least. So first up, there's another weapon you can unlock, the submachine gun. The good news? It has infinite ammo. The bad news? It's an Eileen-only weapon, and it hurts her as long as she's using it. There are conflicting reports as to the requirements for unlocking it. I've seen one source saying that, like the chainsaw, you just have to beat the game once, but more commonly, I've seen it said that you have to have gotten at least a 9-star end rank. Once unlocked, the gun appears in Apartment World in Room 101, the Gun Nuts apartment. Next up, we have alternate costumes, but only for the ladies. Yeah, Henry won't be trading in his bland fashions anytime soon. To unlock the extra costumes, you first have to beat the game, getting one of the endings where Eileen survives, so either the escape or mother endings. You then have to play through a brand new fear game. At this point, in Outside Room 302, if you make your way to Eileen's room, number 303, you will find a special item, the nurse uniform. Now, with this in your possession, meaning you'll have one fewer item spot, you have to beat the game again, and again Eileen has to survive. From this point on, when starting a brand new fear game, you'll be asked if you want to use normal or special costumes. For Eileen, the special costume is a naughty nurse outfit. Quite revealing, quite sensual, quite disturbing since she only wears it after she's been horrifically injured. But the fun doesn't end there. The outfit comes with what Silent Hill apparently always needed, enhanced breast jiggle physics. Come on, Team Silent, I thought you were better than that. However, the other woman of the game isn't left out. Cynthia also gets a new costume. After all, that first outfit of hers, far too conservative, so let's give her a leather corset, which also comes with jiggle physics, because nothing adds more drama to a scene than a woman with water balloons strapped to her chest. The costume and jiggliness do not carry over to her ghost form, thankfully. Finally, there are 2 extra game modes that can be unlocked. If you complete the game with a 10-star end rank, you'll get one weapon mode. In this mode, when you first get to Subway World, you'll find a trail of melee weapons laid out on the ground. However, choose wisely. Once you take one weapon, the others all vanish, and you'll be stuck with the one weapon you've chosen for the entire game. The exceptions will be that the pistol, torch, and golf clubs will all appear where they're supposed to. Should you manage to complete one weapon mode with a 10-star end rank, you unlock all weapon mode, which is pretty much the same except you can grab all the weapons there at the start. This mode would be a lot more fun if, say, you could carry them all, but of course the limited inventory system of the game ruins that fun. One extra bonus of this mode, however, is that every time you return to room 302, health drinks will spawn in the fridge, and pistol ammo will spawn in the storage room. And, well, that's pretty much it. But Roam, I hear you all saying. What about a joke ending? Isn't there one in this game? Sadly, no. There is not a joke ending in Silent Hill 4. A pity, it really could have used one. A lot of viewers have been joking that there should have been a golf ending. You know, give those blasted golf clubs a reason for being. And I agree, that would have been hilarious. Alas, there are no joke endings. However, there is something rather telling buried deep in the code of the game. If you use something like an action replay, some sort of hacking device, you can find some incomplete items amongst the texture files. For example, there's a small vial called red oil that says that it exercises a large area, so maybe it was like a full clear for your apartment, taking out all hauntings at once. There's also a courtyard key which said it led to a cemetery outside the Wish House, I believe. But most telling, there are two objects, the dirty stone and what is very obviously the channeling stone. The main theory is that you had to take the dirty stone back to your apartment, wash it in the sink, and you'd get the channeling stone. How and where you were supposed to use it, that's largely unknown. But alas, the UFO ending was never implemented. Now, there's a fan-made Silent Hill 4 UFO ending out there, but unfortunately, that's not real. It seems like it almost could be, but alas, there's no reality to that whatsoever. And so with that, we are done. So with that, Silent Hill 4 comes to a close. This has been an interesting project to work on. I'd still say it's my least favorite in the Silent Hill series, but there's enough here to where overall I still enjoyed playing through the game. And hey, it finally gave me an excuse to finish this one. My mum and I, we have a bit of a history with this one. We originally played the Xbox version, and just as we got to building World second time, the system died. So we later found a cheap copy of the PS2 version, and we played again, but that time, as we got to Subway World second time, we were just too burned out on it and we didn't really feel like playing it anymore. So now, I've finally seen it through. Overall, Silent Hill 4, it's one of those I'd sum up as interesting ideas but flawed execution. I largely think this game would have been better had it just been allowed to be what it was originally supposed to be, or at least if Team Silent had gotten a full production cycle with it, rather than the shortened one they had. One thing I rather wish had been continued, though, I actually really liked the combat in this game. The charged attacks and such felt fun to work with. For more balanced players, it's kind of a shame how badly firearms were implemented in this one. But hey, for someone like me that prefers melee, that at least isn't so bad. With that though, this project is nicely wrapped up and finished, and pretty much just in time as we approach the end of the year. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my trip through Silent Hill 4. As ever, thank you very much for your continued support. It's always nice to know people enjoy my work. So until next time, fare thee well. I can't believe it. Worst October vacation ever.
Mithril, there you are.
Deckard. Okay, I'm actually glad to see you.
We figured you would be. Miss Gillespie said you hired a different travel agent.
Worst mistake I've ever made. I'll take Silent Hill over South Ashfield any day. Hey, where do you think you are going? Oh, bugger, he's still following me. You did not pay me for my travel agency services.
Wait,
you did not.
This is your
How
other
could
travel
you do
agent?
Something like that?
Him?
You're tearing
Really?
me apart, Rowan.
Look, I said
You
it was a
have to
mistake.
pay me
Lesson
and
learned,
won't
all
take
right?
no for an answer.
I'll handle it.
Oh, hi, Shovel.
There we go.
Wow. Are you sure that was entirely necessary?
Come on, you've seen his movie. You know how he ends up. A shovel to the face is the least of his problems. He'll have a nice little nap, wake up, and we'll be long gone.
Point taken. Let's get out of here. Agent 25, floor it.